Hey, what's up guys, Darkbreaker here, and in today's video, the tier list for patch 3.1, we are already done with it. I've prepared this in advance, so these are my predictions on how the meta is gonna change based on the changes from the new patch, champion adjustments, new items, economy adjustments from the turrets, dragon adjustments. Remember guys, elemental rift is not available for ranked as far as I'm aware, so I'm not including like, wow, elemental rift is it's gonna be so important, you need all the dragons, because they are nerfing the dragons. They're nerfing the dragons and they're increasing the time when dragon and herald are gonna spawn, so this is gonna shift the meta slightly. Herald might become more important, and it gives more time for champions to scale without having to join for Dragon. So I think this patch, with the new items, especially like Hullbreaker and the Divine sunderer, is a huge buff, and Death Dance as well. Death Dance, huge buff for the Baron lane. So we are gonna focus on the Baron lane, especially. You guys know me, I'm a Baron lane main. I mean, I play pretty much everything. Not necessarily support or ADC, but sometimes. If you guys like this tier list, if you guys want to support me, and if you guys want to see more content, then definitely leave a like. Can we hit the 2000 maybe? And obviously activate notifications, because patch 3.1, a lot of content coming out, new item builds, new champions, more guides, etc. So don't miss that one out, and let's focus. Wait, do we go Professor Breaker mode? I'm thinking about you guys need a lecture on how to do a nice tier list and how to explain it. I think it's time to hop into the right role. Transformation! Hello there! Okay, my children, my viewers, you guys are here for a lecture on or for the explanation. New patch 3.1 Baron tier list. So I mean, I put Jax as plus tier. Maybe it's just S tier, but I want to hype him up for the new patch. I think he's gonna be much better than before. I think he's probably just S tier, but I'm just hyping up for the tier list. S plus tier new item. First of all, Hullbreaker makes him a Giga Chat split pusher. So when you are alone split pushing, you will get more armor and magic resistance. So in a 1v1, you're much better, and it synergizes really well with his ultimate, which also grants him armor and magic resistance. And remember, you also will do additional damage onto turrets when you have Hullbreaker in combination with Mastermind. You will shred through turrets super quickly. And the main thing that I was talking about earlier is Dragon and Herald change. It spawns later, Dragon is weaker, and you have more time to split push now. You also get more gold from turrets right now when you are taking them alone compared to before. If you took them before, you would get less, and if you're taking them together with allies, you also get less now compared to just taking them solo. So a selfish Jax that's gonna AFK split push is gonna work out really well. So if you are good with the macro and the split pushing, I think Jax is going to be really valuable. So basically, why is he so good? I think you can run Death Dance on him, Death Dance buffed, then Hullbreaker as well, then Mastermind, a combination with Hullbreaker. So yeah, I think Jax going to be very good in this new patch. Then next one's going to be Shen, the new champion, Shen, the ninja. My man, tanky duelist, great duelist as well. Decent split pushing. He does pretty much really well against most champions in the Baron lane, especially like a Camille, for example. He will struggle. I think he does well against almost anyone here. He will struggle against Fiora and Set for sure. Darius is kind of challenging, and Jax, I think in the early game he's gonna win this, but Jax is obviously gonna outscale. But besides that, if the enemies are AD based champions without sustain, then he does really well. Or if they don't have true damage like a Fiora or Set, then he does also well. So Shen is very good. I think the key of him is obviously the right balance between split pushing and joining team fights with his ultimate. So having the global ultimate to join teamfights in solo queue can be a big team advantage that you can get. Macro advantage as well. You can run Protobelt Shen for the playmaking. You can run Gargoyle Shen for being super tanky, or Teleport Shen for the double teleport. Ultimate in, teleport back, defended. So Shen, potentially S plus tier, potentially. I think S tier, minimum S tier, S plus tier, just to hype him more up. I'm hyping him up. I'm hyping him up, guys. Wait for the Shen guide. Wait for the Shen Baron Lane guide, okay? Garen super broken right now. Insanely broken. He's just so strong. Super tanky. Way too tanky. Does way too much damage. He is super solid and great in as a duelist. Great in team fights. I think Death Dance Garen with Triumph is gonna be broken. Darius, same applies. One of the best 1 vs 9 champions. I think Triumph plus Death Dance on Darius will make him absolutely disgustingly broken. First ability with the insane heal, then Triumph for extra heal, and then the Death Dance passive for even more heal. And the more tanky you are, the more healing you are gonna get from the Death Dance passive. So Darius, trust me, he will. He's not healing based on missing current HP. He's healing based on max HP. So one dunk, another dunk, another dunk, another dunk, another dunk. 15, 15, 15. I think it's gonna work like that. I'm not sure how the healing is gonna work exactly, but Darius heal sustain. Oh my god, it's gonna be broken. Renekton, same. I mean, he didn't get changed. He's still very good. Great duelist, great tanky frontline. Death Dance is gonna make him even better. Hullbreaker could be viable on him as well. Fiora, Divine Sunderer, is viable on her to go against tanky champions like a Malphite, like a Garen, like a Shen maybe. And obviously you can run Hullbreaker Fiora as well for the dual power and for the split pushing. She's one of the best duelists in the game, in the top lane, has the true damage, has the carry potential. So overall, every Baron laner that can run Hullbreaker or Death Dance is getting buffed. So makes her even stronger. Split pushing is getting better. It's no longer, oh wow, we need to fight for the dragon. Split pushing is becoming a more or better viable choice. Obviously, split pushing is not as good compared to PC, but still, this is gonna work out more than fine. Set, still broken. I'm thinking about, I mean, you can run Hullbreaker set if you guys want to. I think it's gonna work fine. Like, a lot of people are running Blade of the Rune King or Black Cleaver, and then you go Hullbreaker, Sterox or something. Great build, great duelist, great teamfight orientated champion, great crowd control. Nothing changed. He even gets stronger with this patch compared to other champions. I feel like this patch is basically a buff for Darkbreaker. They're buffing me because I'm getting too old. I'm a boomer. So they're buffing all the Baron laners that I'm playing. Easy. Easy life, easy content. Let's go. Okay, next one, Camille. Camille with Divine Sunderer and Hullbreaker and Death Dance is just gonna make her even stronger than before. Her utility is still insane. I've seen in competitive how popular Camille is actually gonna is already getting. Like, her value with the ultimate. She's still a great duelist, obviously a little bit weaker after the nerfs. But the new items are gonna make her stronger. I mean, do I have to say it every single time for any bruiser or split pusher? The same explanations. Next one, S tier, Yasuo. Yasuo is getting a buff on the first ability. So I think that's gonna make him a lot stronger, and maybe if in the right hands, could be potentially S tier. If you are bad on Yasuo, probably just A tier. But if you're very proficient on Yasuo, with the advantage from the tornadoes right now and the extra range, more speed, I think he could potentially be S tier, yes. Yeah, I know Chargeback got nerfed, so his early game is weaker. But once you have 3 items, overall, this is a big buff for Yasuo, actually. Next one is going to be Riven. Riven benefits from Death Dance. I think I built... you don't necessarily go Hullbreaker or Divine Sunderer, because she doesn't benefit from Spellblade too much, since she can spam her abilities way too much. So I think the main reason is just his shield got buffed, and in combination with the death dance buff, this is actually pretty good. So I'm just gonna put the S tier for now. Wukong with Divine Sunderer, I think this is gonna be a decent buff for him. In some situations, at least, when he's playing against tanky champions. Overall, a very solid Baron laner, and nothing changed pretty much. So Divine Sunderer as a new option for Wukong, I think it's pretty viable. I wouldn't go Hullbreaker on him since he's more like a teamfight orientated champion. Irelia with a Death Dance Triumph. If you're proficient on her, she can snowball hard, and Death Dance is definitely going to be a huge buff for her. Jay's still a very strong duelist poking champion. Gregor still as a tanky champion or as an AP champion, still very good. Olaf, overall solid. I mean, A tier is like pretty good, solid champions. You can pick them a lot of times. Olaf kind of situational into the right team comp. You want to pick him against tanky champions, against champions with lack of mobility, against champions that benefit from crowd control and need the crowd control for peeling. And in these cases, Olaf is going to be very good. But don't pick him against a Lucian or a Vayne or something. You will get punished completely. Akali, nothing changed about her. Solid assassin, strong in team fights, weak in the early game though. Cannon. I think all the other like he didn't get any changes, and all the other champions are getting a buff with the new items. So still A tier. Same for Akshan. Chargebreaker nerfed. It's actually nerfing him compared to the others. Mundo, I think the option that people can run now Divine Sunderer against Mundo is definitely gonna hurt him a bit. So I'm gonna put him A tier. He's overall a solid tank. Jarvan, a solid tank that can hold the lane. The items don't really benefit him, to be fair. Same for Pantheon, a cheesy snowballing top laner. If he doesn't get ahead early game, he is really bad and falls off in the mid and late game. Lee Sin, kind of cheesy playmaking champion. If you're mechanically gifted, you can definitely run him in the Baron lane. Diana. Oh, Diana is. After playing her last time on stream, I actually think she's so strong in the Baron lane. She's a great duelist. Now you have to argue about the fact that split pushing is becoming stronger, duelists are becoming stronger with the new items, and Diana doesn't really benefit from the new items, so maybe it's just A tier. I feel like she has great carry potential. Like, Diana is such a great carry champion, and she does really well in the 1v1s against a lot of champions in the S and S plus tier, so let's put her S tier, S or A tier. If you're very proficient one trick pony, Diana, S tier. If not, then A tier. That sounds fair, right? Graves stays in the A tier. The buff is just for the jungle, and Chargebreaker nerfed as well. So this is actually a nerf for Graves. Malphite, he didn't get changed, or no changes on him, and Divine Sunderer as an option and Hullbreaker as an option for all the other Baron liners is actually gonna hurt Malphite. A Fiora with Divine Sunderer right now, what can Malphite do? What can he do? Nothing. And teamfight based top laners are getting weaker now because Dragon spawns later, Dragon value is less, split pushing gets more valuable. You guys might say, no, you didn't do this, Darkbreaker. How dare you? Nessus with Hullbreaker or Divine Sunderer is so good now. Nah, I think, yes, it buffs him, he gets stronger, but all the other champions also get stronger. And all the other champions can run Hullbreaker against Nessus. So you will struggle against a Fiora, you will struggle against Darius, Renekton, Garen, Sett, Camille. Yeah. And I don't like the playstyle of farming. So I mean, he does benefit from now being able to farm longer compared to just having to join Dragon at 5 minutes. So yes, slight buff for him. Tryndamere, Charge Blade nerf. B tier is fine. Alistair. I just put Alistair for fun top lane. B tier. I think it's solid. Downside is split pushers are getting stronger. Singed doesn't get any buffs, and all the other champions will bully him for free. Vayne gets nerfed with the Charge Blade, but still overall very good champion. Kind of situational. You want to pick him against super melee champions without any gap closing, so you can punish them. Same applies for Lucian, but remember, if you go ADC top lane, you can get punished so easily. So easily if you're not careful, and if the enemy jungler just wants to camp you. Kayle is dog shit, don't play this champion anymore. Rengar top lane is int, don't play this champion top lane. So, C tier. I would probably put them F tier, to be honest. Next one's gonna be jungle. Hey. I'm overhyping Master Yi. I'm overhyping him, but I think he's gonna be very, very strong with the Alpha Strike buff. And Death Dance. Death Dance, Master Yi plus Alpha Strike. Whoa. I think in the 1v1, Master Yi is gonna win against almost any champion now with the Alpha Strike buff. Because he will do way too much damage with the Alpha Strike on you. If he finds you in the river and there are no minion, the scuttle is not there, you are dead meat. You're just dead. Master Yi, I think it's gonna be an overbuff. Yes, Charge Break on nerf, but the Alpha Strike buff in a 1v1 right now, maybe you could run hullbreaker and split push. I think this is gonna make him so strong as a duelist. 1v1. If you guys are watching One Piece, then Master Yi is the Kaido of wildrift. 1v1, always bet on Master Yi. Just saying. Master Yi 1v1 with the Alpha Strike buff. I think he's gonna shit on a lot of champions in the jungle right now. And I think Triumph and Death Dance will make him so good as well. For the resets, for the extra heal, for the bum, they all die. Let's see. Maybe I'm just overhyping him, but I think Master Yi buff is pretty crazy. So hey, S tier for sure. S plus tier is maybe overhyped. I'm being fair, but I think 1v1 he's actually gonna be super crazy. Lee Sin stays the same, still broken. Kha'Zix still stays the same, still broken. I mean, you guys feel like I should explain it more, but those two champions are insane playmaking junglers that are insanely strong in the early game. They snowball super well, and their gank potential is crazy, especially Lee Sin. Fiora, one of the best duelists and super carries in the game. So Fiora still stays in the S plus tier in my opinion. Graves, S plus, I mean, that's probably overhype. I mean, I do like Graves and I put him S tier. The buff makes his jungle clear speed better. So, since I had him S tier before, I'm just gonna put him S plus tier. I think he's gonna be a strong S tier at least. A strong S tier. And his 1v9 carry potential is crazy, but you have to consider that Charge Break got nerfed. But Death Dance got buffed. We can still say Death Dance got buffed at least. Charge Break got nerfed, but Death Dance got buffed. So maybe you're running BT, Infinity Edge, BC, Death Dance or something. Something like that. Those 4 items. The order is up to you. Without Charge Blade. I mean, Charge Blade is gonna... No Charge Blade anymore, but Death Dance buff. Jungle Clear buff. His 1v9 is still good, though. I'm overhyping him. I know I'm overhyping him. But the tier list looks cooler if I put him as plus tier. I'm like, wow, he got buffed. I mean, he's a very strong S tier, that's for sure. I mean, I'm overhyping both Master Yi and Graves, but we will see. I think Master Yi is actually S plus tier, especially in low elo. Especially in low elo from unranked to diamond or unranked to master, he's for sure S plus tier. Graves is also so good in low elo. He's insane. His 1v9 potential is crazy. I'm gonna keep it. I'm staying to this. I'm not overhyping. I'm correct. I'm correct. You guys write in the comments if you guys think I'm correct, and if not, write why I'm not correct. Well, I'm professional breaker. I'm giving good lessons. I'm never wrong. My lectures are never wrong. Right? Right? Nah, I'm just kidding. Evelyn, very good. Piss Stomper, super strong in low elo. Invisibility is broken. Gang, 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 gang. Free kill, snowball, GG's. Jax, still S tier. I'm thinking about Hullbreaker Jax in the jungle. I mean, you can still play tops. No, nah, never mind. Nah, he doesn't benefit too much. I mean, the meta shifts. So obviously, playing topside is good for him. He has more time to farm up. He can just play topside and ignore dragon. Because there are no elemental dragons yet. S tier is fine. Jarvan, a very strong jungler, super ganker. Camille, strong jungler, super ganker, utility ultimate. Rengar, same snowballing effect like Evelyn with his invisibility. Crazy. Riven got buffed. I think I put her before S tier, so she's gonna stay there. She's still very good, especially with Death Dance right now. Death Dance, Triumph, plus Shield makes her super strong. Olaf, a very strong jungle in my opinion. People underestimate him. He's great against a lot of team comps, great counter, and 1vs9 carry potential great. Nunu as an AP jungler, super tanky and insane ganker. He's basically the tanky AP version of Lee Sin. By strong ganking potential, but I feel like the other champions are just better at the job that she is doing. Morgana, solid AP jungler, good clear, decent gank potential. Wukong, great team fight jungler, decent gank potential. Xin Zhao actually feels kind of weak. Some people said S tier, you should have put him S tier. I've played him a few times. He feels not that good in this meta right now. And he doesn't benefit from any items. I mean, you could run Death Dance maybe. Gragas AP, actually. Gragas AP S tier. My bad. Gragas AP with a Luden's Echo, I actually feel like it's so strong. I played it a few times. I really like him. His jungle clear is good. His damage is good. His playmaking is good. Great 1vs9 potential. I really like Gragas jungle. And he's a good AP option. So much better than Morgana. Darius in the jungle. I'm just thinking. The buffs are so good. The buffs are so good. Triumph, Death Dance, Darius. I've played him a few times in the jungle, and every single time, he is so strong. He's just so broken. The champion itself is so broken. You can just run him in the jungle, and he's still working like a charm. Against some team comps, he will struggle, but it's the same like for Olaf. His ganking potential with the protocol Took is also good. He has great 1vs9. S tier! S tier, guys! Listen to me, S tier is fine. Pantheon, solid jungler, good early game ganker, but he falls off, that's why I don't like him. Aurelia, strong with the Death Dance. A tier is fine. She's much better in the mid lane. Set, his jungle clear is just not that good, in my opinion. I think he's a solid jungler though. Singed, AP jungler. If you guys want to have some fun, then play him. I think he's solid ganker. Mundo, tanky jungler, not that good at ganking. Decent jungle clear speed. Fizz kind of struggles with the jungle clear speed. Decent ganker, good carry potential. Tryndamere with the charge break nerf, I don't know, it's okay. Amumu is meh. In the right, I mean, he's solid, but do you guys know why I think he's not that good? He relies on his ultimate a lot. His ganking potential is not that crazy, actually. And he gets bullied by a lot of junglers in the early games so hard. Like Scuttle, you can contest anything. Ramos, yeah, I've made a video and he works really well against some team comps, but I feel like he's just, if you don't get a first blood early on, then he's so incredibly bad. His jungle clear is non-existent. Shyvana, Elemental Rift is not out. Dragon is delayed. Split push meta is better. Dragons are getting nerfed. She relies too much on getting dragons and needing teammates that will follow her. And if you don't have good teammates, it's just go next. I mean, the explanation. You are too reliant on getting dragons. You need dragons on Shyvana. If you don't get dragons, nah, she's so bad. That's the issue. Okay, mid lane. Mid lane tier list. Diana still stays as plus tier. She is one of my favorite mid lane champions. She's a great assassin. Insane 1 vs 9 carry potential both in solo queue and in competitive. Katarina, one of the best snowballing 1 vs 9 super carry champions. If you're one trick pony Katarina, I would say till master she's absolutely broken. You can get like 20 kills every single game. Yasuo with the buff, I think it's gonna put him S plus tier. If you are a good Yasuo player, he is gonna be broken. He is gonna be broken. Wait, let me think about Irelia for a second. I think it's fine. I wanted to put Karma S plus tier, but I'm overhyping then. The others is like kinda, you could argue, yeah, you're right. And I think it's a solid, it's okay. But Karma, I don't think you can put her as S plus tier when you have like Orianna and Ziggs that are insane pokers as well. Karma, great poking damage, great utility. Her ultimate is busted. She gives movement speed. Her rotation is also good. S tier, a very strong, solid S tier. Garen, Garen meta. Garen mid lane is meta right now. He is absolutely broken. Absolutely broken. Especially in competitive. He's played all the time in the mid lane. He's just dominating all the matchups right now. He's very, very strong. Irelia with the Death Dance buff, I think she is a very strong mid laner right now. Great carry potential, great snowballer. Orianna, I am gonna summarize right here for the same reasons. Orianna and Ziggs are great poking champions. Tons of damage, great team fighting, stalling forever. Just very, very solid mages. Aurelion Sol in solo. Remember, solo queue. His roaming potential and his damage in team fights is crazy. So that's why I think he's a solid S tier. This S tier. Great assassin, great carry potential. Same applies for Kali. Great assassin, great carry potential, great snowballing, insane in team fights. Galio, very strong damage dealing mage with tons of crowd control. Global ultimate to join team fights, AoE knock up, AoE taunt. Twisted Fate for the snowballing, good map pressure with his ultimate. He can rotate very quickly and gank left and right, so great snowballer. Jace, a very strong duelist in the mid lane and tons of poking damage. Akshan. I mean, you can still run, even though Charge Bait got nerfed, he can still run Charge Bait, and he could also just go for the on-hit build. So yeah, Akshan with his revive is broken and his damage is still too busted, to be fair. But let's put him in the lower part of the S tier because of the Charge Bait nerf. By the way, this is not in order, I'm just saying Akshan is low S tier. Fiora, I wasn't sure if I put her S tier. I think she is in solo queue. If you are good on Fiora, you're just winning almost every matchup. And then you can just snowball left and right. And that's why I like her. Ari. I wonder if I put her S tier. She's very, very popular. Great roamer, great ganker, good playmaker. Decent damage. 1 vs 1, she's okay. Do I put S tier or not, guys? S tier or not? S tier or not? I'm thinking. Let's put the S tier, guys. Let's put S tier. Our S tier. Corki, I think he's solid, but with a charge bread nerf, it's gonna make him weaker. Brand, a solid poking mage, but lacks roaming power. Same for Morgana. Same explanation for those three, actually. Their roaming ability is just not that good. And I feel like when it comes to poking, Orianna, Ziggs are much better than Brand. When it comes to utility, I think the Galio is just much better. Vega needs too much scaling. He is just not that good damage-wise. he's the Nasus of the AP, but at least he has like the cage to stun people. Gregors, solid mage in the mid lane. I think A is fine. Pantheon, solid AD champion in the mid lane. Great at snowballing in the early game. He fought like the only issue with, I mean, the biggest issue that I have with Pantheon every time is in jungle, in top lane is and mid lane. Yeah, he's great early game, but if you don't snowball, if you don't get ahead, then he's just useless later on. That's the downside. Kale B, I think she's okay. I was told, random told me you should run a crit build, by the way, for mid Kale, and she's more allowed to scale and farm in the mid lane compared to Baron lane. In Baron lane, she just gets bullied completely. Ever the mid lane, decent Cheezer. Any mid lane, roaming potential bad. Ultimate is not that crazy anymore. Cannon, I think the lack of wave clear, that's what I don't like about him, and his ultimate damage is really not that good. Seraphine, lack of roaming. Lux, lack of roaming. Wave clear is fine though. So they're solid. They're overall solid. Sona, insane amount of lack of roaming. She loses too many matchups. She's very squishy. She is so easily gankable. Okay, ADCs. ADCs right now. I think even though, yes, guys, Chargeblade got nerfed, Vayne is still absolutely broken. Even you could still run Chargeblade, and it's still gonna be strong on her. Divine Sunderer could be an option on her, by the way, just for fun, for the percentage damage. But obviously, if you guys don't want Chargeblade, I mean, Chargeblade is still good on her. You could go Static, to be fair. But I would still run the same build on her, and it's still good. Her kit is just broken. She's just one of the best 1vs9 ADC champions. 1vs1, she is way too strong. Way too strong. Varus, one of the greatest poking champions in the game. A very solid champion. Great crowd control as well. Ziggs, same. Ziggs damage is crazy. Zed is falling off. Wait, did I talk about Zed? That he's falling off and I put S tier. Oh, I didn't say Zed got nerfed, but I still think he's good, but just not S plus anymore, S tier. So since Zed is falling off and not getting picked as much anymore, and he's getting countered by Garen, Ziggs is starting to get really popular, and Ziggs is actually so strong right now. So Ziggs, one of the best poking champions, as well as an APC. Now next, Jhin. Jhin gets a huge buff in my opinion. His downside was always the late game, and now he has much better late game scaling. Yes, he got slightly nerfed in the early game, just his base HP. I don't think it's gonna matter too much, so he's still very good. So yeah, he was always strong in the early mid game, but he was falling behind in the late game. But now with the late game buff, I think it's gonna make him better. And do you guys know why he jumps straight from B to S? In my opinion, not B to A. It's because every ADC is getting nerfed by the charge blade, but Jhin doesn't get nerfed. Since he's not running charge blade anyways, he's running lethality and crit without charge blade. So that's why I think he's just getting so much better, because everyone else is getting worse. Kai'Sa, I think she's still S tier because you don't rely necessarily on charge blade. You could go AP Kai'Sa. Orianna, strong APC as well, but not as strong as Ziggs. Saya, I've seen so many Sayas that don't even run charge blade, so I think they're gonna be fine. Lucian, charge blade is obviously great on him, but he doesn't necessarily need charge blade. You could still run charge blade builds, but you could also go for a different build without charge blade and still be very strong. Corki, obviously charge blade is a good item on him, but Essence Reaver, maybe just Mana Immune Trinity, or you don't rely too much on charge. You could still run charge blade. I mean, He doesn't rely too much on Charge Blade because he has Essence Reaver, or he has a Trinity, or he has Mana Immune, so he will still deal tons of damage. Karma as an APC, I think is gonna be solid. Draven with a Charge Blade nerf, I think Doom told me that this is gonna be a big nerf for Draven, so I'm just gonna listen to him and put him A tier. Asriel, I feel like he's just too scaling. He does benefit from the fact that everyone else gets nerfed with the Charge Blade changes, kinda. Misfortune stays the same in my opinion. She just isn't that strong in the late game. She's okay, but I feel like the others are doing a much better job than her. Morgana, a solid APC, great crowd control, decent wave clear. Caitlyn, a very solid ADC, good range, good early game. Jinx, wait, I put Jinx 8 here. I think it was because of Yumi, but without Charm Blind. I'm thinking of B tier right now. I mean, she's a great snowballer though. If she gets one reset, she just wipes everyone. Rand as an APC, pretty solid, good damage. Obviously, you need to pick him into the right team comp. Ashe is honestly kind of weak, to be fair. I feel like she is just too weak and too scaling. Same applies for Tristana. Tristana is just super scaling. Veigar APC is int. Senna, she just feels really weak as an ADC. Better player as a support. You could run a crit build, you could run Mana Immune on her, you could run Divine Sunderer on her right now. Akshan is not really good as an ADC in the bot lane because of his range. Now support. So for support, Thresh, Rakan are two of the greatest playmaking champions in the game. Just super valuable and great carry potential, great roamers. Nami, one of the best enchanters in the game. Great peeling, healing. She has so much crowd control with the bubble as a playmaking tool, and with the ultimate aggressively and passively. Karma as a support, I think she is going to be very strong poking champions with tons of crowd control. So I'm going to put her S tier. Alistar and Gragas are two really good playmaking champions as well. But I feel like Thresh and Rakan are just better at playmaking than Alistar and Gragas. Obviously, S tier means they are very, very good. Alistar super tanky, good roamer, good playmaking, AoE knockup. Gragas, same applies for him. Yumi got kinda nerfed, but I didn't really understand the changes correctly. My first interpretation was that you can no longer use the first ability and ultimate while you are attached, but someone else said you can't do it anymore without being unattached. So you need to be attached to use them. That was the other explanation from one of the comments, because they wanna deny Baron Lane Yumi. So you can only use the first ability and ultimate while being attached. That's the explanation that I saw in the comments and everyone liked. So I guess that's it. So that's gonna make her worse, first of all. And also, I guess she's too reliant on good teammates. She's good in high elo, but not that good in low elo. So you need a dual Q partner to make Yumi work better. So in high elo, she's definitely S tier. She's doing much better in high elo than in low elo, and she's getting a nerf. So I'm just gonna put the S tier instead of like God tier last time. To consider the fact that in low elo you need a dual Q for Yumi to make it work correctly. Because if your ADC is an inter, then you die as well. So yeah, I understand why you guys didn't like the positioning, but I was thinking more of like high, low, especially duo Q. Yumi is just absolutely broken. Like Yumi Vayne, Yumi Jinx, Yumi Darius, or something like that. Blitzcrank is getting a buff. It's gonna make him much better, so he will be able to hook people easier since he gets more movement speed. He gets a recharge for the movement speed. Lulu, still a solid enchanter, gives attack speed, but she got nerfed, so she isn't as strong anymore. But Lulu Vayne, Lulu Jinx still solid. But I feel like Nami is just such a better enchanter. I would say Karma is like poking enchanter. Similar to Janna. I think Karma and Janna are very similar. By the fact that Janna is a roaming enchanter that pokes a lot with the second ability, and Karma does the same. But Karma's ultimate is crazy. Karma's ultimate is broken, I think, with her AoE, pulling them in, slowing them down, and knocking them back. Then she has a lot of movement speed and shielding, and her poking is much better as well. And she has rooting as well on top of that. S tier. I think a very solid S tier minimum. I don't know if it's gonna be. Nah, I think solid S tier. Galio. I just wonder. Yeah. Galio is kinda hard to make him work and hit the AoE taunt. Like, these champions are just much easier to make the plays happen than a Galio. Galio is still a very solid tank, like Braum and Leona. They are all solid playmaking tanks that have tons of crowd control, so solid A tier. Why did I put Senna A tier? Was it because of Divine Sunderer? I was told that Divine Sunderer on Senna is gonna make him much, much stronger. So I'm just gonna put an A tier. And you could run Senna with Karma as well. Senna Karma combo for the double long range poke and root, etc. Remember, when you wanna pick Senna, pick her into the right team comp. Either you are full poke, or you have enough frontline that you can make her work. Don't pick a double ADC. Sona, good poke, good crowd control. Soraka, silence here. It's kind of mad, to be honest. I don't really like Soraka. Lux, decent poking enchanter with crowd control. Karma is like is Lux on steroids, basically. Seraphine, ultimate bot. It is literally just an ultimate bot. And you only run Seraphine with Sona, to be fair. Mundo, I haven't really... I never see Mundo support. Oh, I forgot set support. I really don't like set support. I'm gonna put him B tier. I've seen so many set supports, especially in competitive. It doesn't seem good. Like, top lane set is much better. I'm gonna put him B tier. Morgana as a support is decent. But all you provide is, in the early game, just your binding. The spell sheet is nice. Your wave clear is shit, since you're a support. And the ultimate is okay. It's okay. It's solid, but nothing too special. Mumu support, I think that's int. Malphite support, I think that's int. You're relying too much on your ultimate. And minus that, your laning phase is complete shit. So, you rely on your ultimate. Alistar every 10 seconds can do his knock-up combo. Ultimate, 10 seconds. Playmaking, insane knock-up, and it's not on the ultimate. Pantheon, it's a cheesy support pick. I really don't like it. I think it's really bad. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how long the video is. Maybe this is an hour again. And if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, activate notifications, because there is a lot of content coming out for 3.1. Don't miss it. Leave some feedback if you guys enjoyed this tier list and what you guys would change, what you guys like, etc. And I see you next time. Bye bye.
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.